Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to look into my prompt book. I haven't been using this one for years and I just found it the other day. So I was like, let's do something in it. And I am going to speed this up because I am going to draw in a few ideas for tower. And you could think a tower around a castle or something, a shooting tower or something like that. But I was just thinking high or something that's towering up. And the first thing I was thinking about was this bird bath. Then I decided to make a pond with a water spring thingy flowing down so that the water thingy is kind of towering over the little pond. So I was drawing that as well. And then I was thinking about these Japanese gardens with those stone towers towering over maybe a little pond here. So I had to put that down as well. And I was like thinking about this for a long time if I could have any other ideas, but this was what I came up with. And I decided to go for the bath for the birds. So I took my gray polymer clay and I am first heating it up, and then I was cutting it into 3 pieces, a big one for the top, a small for the bottom, and a medium for the in-between part. And I'm trying to do what my little drawing was saying, and I am actually going to take a piece more for the little bird I want to place on the side, and I'm going to heat that up before using that one as well. But I made the little bottom piece that is just half a round shape. Here I am flattening out a piece of the clay, and I don't have to be measuring anything because these bird baths can be in any kind of shapes and size, so that's not any big problems. And when it's stone bath, then again it is kind of what you feel like you do. So this is actually a very open 1 to 12 job to make. So I'm just making sure my edge here around the birth bath itself is nice and neat. And I made that around a bigger marble that I had lying around. Then I went for the part that is going between, the middle part between the foot and the top of the birth bath. And I wanted it to be in a teardrop shape. So I shaped my piece here into kind of a teardrop with kind of a flat bottom. But you can do this middle part just like you want to. If you want 3 or 4 balls connecting, that is a possibility as well. Just do it like you want to. It's so simple. Then I used the bottom piece of my needle tool here to make some indents or some marks into every piece that I made so far. And I also used a tiny peppercorn to roll that over. This is giving a really, really cool stone effect. So it's actually pretty simple and pretty cheap, just using a peppercorn for making this pretty stone effect. And again, I'm doing this on all 3 parts. And the peppercorn kept rolling away from me, but I kept bringing it back and rolling over my clay here. After giving my pieces this textured surface, I am using my bacon bond to connect the pieces. It's actually not necessary because it is not baked clay every piece, so it's really not necessary. But I'm doing it just to make sure that everything will stay connected. Then I carefully lift out the marble of this top piece for the birth bath. And I'm gonna glue that again to the bottom part or the stand for it with my Big and Bond, but first I'm going to give it a little texture on the inside of my birth bath so it doesn't look as neat as it did because of the marble. Then I'm just placing it on my stand and the birth bath is almost done. Now I'm gonna make a little bird that is gonna sit here on the side of the birth bath. For the bird, I am first rolling out a teardrop shape that is kind of triangular shaped to the bottom part. And I am also rolling a tiny ball for the head, and I'm connecting the head and the teardrop so that the head is sitting on the big end of the teardrop. I take another tiny piece of clay and I roll that in my hands into a point in one end, and I cut that little point off, and I'm using that for the beak of this little bird. Placing that onto my bird, it was a bit difficult, but I managed. I placed the bird where I wanted it on the bird bath, but I was not done here because I wanted to make the tail, and the tail is just another piece of clay that I flattened out, and I'm cutting it into a triangular shape and then cutting off the tip of the triangular shape and placing that on my bird. For the wings, I just pressed a piece of clay flat, rolled it out a tiny bit. Then I'm first cutting it in half, and I'm cutting out some triangular shapes of that one where the one side is longer than the other one, and I don't want them too big either, so that's how I cut them. Then I'm just using my peppercorn to give them some texture because it is stone, so you don't see feathers and stuff like that. And then I'm placing one on one side of the bird and one on the other side of the bird, making sure I like it. I used my needle tool to poke holes for the eyes, so one on one side and one on the other side. And that's all there is for the little bird. Now all you have to do is bake this little birth bath.
Subscribe, like, and ring the bell button.
I used some black Vallejo paint and some water to thin it down, and then I painted it all and wiped down everything again so that I didn't have a black figure but a figure with some blacked part. And I did this all over the little figurine. Don't forget the little bird as well, because that is made of stone. When that was all dry, I took a tiny bit of my white Vallejo paint and I am dipping my brush into that and actually taking almost everything of my brush and then doing some dry brushing over the whole little figure to make it really pop and look like stone. And I'm really taking my time with this. When the paint was all dry, I took some of my resin here. This is a clear resin, and I pop in a tiny few drops. This is very thin resin. I popped in a few drops and then I hardened that under my UV light. Then I put in some more, hardened that under my UV light, and so on until I was happy with how much water was in this little birth bath. I thought I recorded me taking this painter tape and putting two pieces of painter tape together on the sticky side, and then I colored it all with green colors on both sides of this paper, but I can't find the footage of it, so I must not have pushed the recorded button. But I did that, so two pieces of painter tapes, putting it together with the sticky side together, painting it all green on both sides, and then I am using this little leaf cutter that I have, and I'm just cutting out a few leaves to decorate my little birth vase with. Then I placed them all on this little silicone mat that I have. It's a little thick silicone circle, and I used my dotting tool here to give all the leaves a tiny bit of a texture. That's the word, texture. And I did that on all my leaves. So I was in Reda, that is in Germany, last year for the sales exhibition or fair, if you want to. And I got these flowers here. They're kind of from a fabric paper thingy. It's a little more fabric than paper. And I'm just using a few of those. And again, I'm using my dotting tool here to make sure they have a tiny bit of a texture to them. Using my grass powder here and some tacky glue, I'm going to mix that together and making that into a gluey sticky mess, placing that onto the little birth bath in some of the small cracks and stuff like that around where you think moss and so will live and grow. And then I am taking some of this that has no glue on it and placing on top of that to kind of make a little more 3D effect on that. And I'm doing that here and there where I feel like on this little birth bath. Just don't put too much on there. You don't want it to be all green and grassy. If you don't have this grass powder or don't want to buy any of that, then you can always go in and take some green polymer clay, scratch that in small pieces and place that on top and use that instead. That works perfectly fine, but do it before you place the resin into the birth bath so that you don't have to bake it with the resin in there. Now it is time to glue a few on these leaves on, and I'm gluing them in kind of a circle around where I want my flower to be. And then when I'm ready, I'm gluing the flowers on, and I'm going to leave it all to dry before I continue with the next steps. So it's up to you how many of these leaves and flowers you want on there. I think I put in 3 flowers in all, and around 2 to 3 leaves for each flower. I then took some red Vallejo paint and watered it down with a tiny bit of water, and I'm using that to kind of give the tips on my little flower a little more color, making it a little more alive and 3-dimensional than if it was just that one red color. And of course I'm doing this on all my flowers. I'm putting a tiny bit of my tacky glue in the center of each of my flowers. Then I am taking some golden nail art beads that I have lying around, also called nail caviar. These are mixed in with some orange here, but I am only taking the golden one out and placing 3 of these golden beads in the center of each flower. I started with 1 because I was not sure if I wanted to put 3 in there, and then I just decided and went ahead to go with the 3. I'm normally always popping in 3 of these, so I did that here as well. And that is the little birth bath all done. I had a lot of fun with this one. I took a few pictures of it and I made a little picture to go into my prompt book. So now you can see that under tower, I made that little birth bath and I thought it came out really neat. So that was fun. I hope you liked it and will try it out. Thank you for watching and happy crafting.